Have you ever wondered what gives music its particular emotional quality? For example, if I play something like this, it has a happy sound, most people would say. Or if I play something like this, you might call that otherworldly or heavenly. I was watching an interview with film composer Thomas Newman yesterday, and one of the students asked him this.
Do you go more music theory, so like particular scales and chords, or do you just go with how you feel?
Probably how I feel, but that then relates to, say, a sharp 4. You say, wow, I mean, a sharp 4 gives a sense of hopefulness and rise, as opposed to a flat 2, which is a kind of a darker thing. You tend to move towards a Lydian mode because that's the feeling it gives you.
That's fascinating. So he equates the sharp 4 with hopefulness and rise. And the flat 2 is a much darker sound, which is why you hear metal bands play things like this. Okay, so why does the sharp 4 give music a lift and the flat 2 gives it a darkness and an intensity? Well, it has to do with what I call musical gravity. So it's that tendency of something to be leading the listener away from the tonic or down towards the tonic. In Lydian, because of the sharp 4, it's got that leading tone to the 5th of the scale, whereas a Phrygian scale, if I come down it, you get that flat 2 is leading you down. So when I talk about a Lydian triad, I have 1 sharp 4 5, and a Phrygian triad is 1 flat 2 5. Very different sound. A Lydian sound would be something like this, whereas a Phrygian sound would be something like this. Very different, that. Flat 2 is what gives it that intensity, whereas the Lydian, the sharp 4, gives it a lift. Well, you can combine these in different scales. For example, there's many scales that have flat 2. There's the Phrygian scale, there's a Locrian scale, there's the alter dominant scale, and there's a bunch of scales that have sharp 4s, like the Hungarian minor scale or the Lydian augmented scale. This is why it's important to know these modes. You guys always hear me harping on modes. Really, it's the notes of the modes, those particular intervals that give them their color. And whether they're rising or falling modes will determine their characteristic sound that gives it its emotive quality. I wrote a little piece here that goes through a bunch of different sounds. Sharp 4 sounds, sharp 5 sounds, flat 2 sounds. I want you to notice how the color changes when I go from a sharp 4 sound to a flat 2, or when I go from a sharp 4, sharp 5 sound to a flat 2, flat 3, for example. I'm going to be shifting between these rising, uplifting sounds to these darker, more melancholy sounds. Check it out. If you're interested in getting into this topic in greater depth, you should check out my Mastering Modes of the Major Scale course on my website and also the Beato book. This is for people that are into film scoring, into modern classical composition, jazz improvisation, or if you're into metal music and you want to come up with new kind of riffs that you've never done before. Remember, please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel and hit the notification button. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.